Dear students, welcome you all to the last module, Module 5, Joint Probability Distribution and Sampling Theory of your subject 18 Mat 41, Complex Analysis, Probability and Statistical Methods. So this model consists of two parts. The first part is joint probability distribution and the second part is sampling theory. So first we shall start with joint probability distribution. Now what is joint probability distribution? So as the name suggests, it's a probability of more than one random variable. Probability related to more than one random variable. So here you can see the definition. Joint probability. If x and y are two discrete random variables, we define the joint probability function of x and y by p of x equal to x, comma y is equal to y is equal to f of x comma y, or p of x comma y, where f of x comma y satisfy the two conditions that f of x comma y is greater than or equal to 0 and summation of f of x comma y is equal to 1. Let me go through the definition again. You have two discrete random variables denoted as x and y. Random variables are always denoted by capital letters. So you have taken two discrete random variables, capital X and capital Y. You define the joint probability function of the two discrete random variables by the notation p of x equal to x, comma y equal to y. This is the probability of the random variable x taking value x and the random variable y taking value y is equal to f of x comma y, that is denoted by f of x comma y, or sometimes it is also denoted as p of x comma y. So what is f of x comma y? F of x comma y is nothing but probability of x taking value say x and y taking value y, where this f of x comma y satisfy the condition. The two conditions need to be satisfied. The first one is f of x comma y must be greater than or equal to 0. Right? As you have seen in the probability of a single random variable, each of the probability must be greater than or equal to 0 and the sum of all probabilities must be equal to 1. Okay? The two conditions are very important. Each of the probability, that is f of x comma y, is greater than or equal to 0 and the summation of f of x comma y is equal to 1. So this is what the joint probability function is. So usually the joint probability is say p of xi comma yj, that stands for probability of capital X random variable x taking value xi and the probability of random variable y taking value yj are represented by the two-way table called the joint probability table. So here I have given the structure of joint probability table. You write x row wise values are x and this is columns are y. The random variable x takes the values, let us assume the random variable x takes the values x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xn, and we also assume that the random variable y takes the values y1, y2, y3, say ym. Okay, so then here corresponding to x1 and y1 you write the probability of x taking value x1, y taking value y1, or p of x1 comma y1, and here this is p of x1 comma y2, probability of x taking value x1 and y taking value y2. Similarly p of x1 y3 and so on. This is p of x1 comma ym. Probability of x taking value x1 and y taking value ym. So second row, what is the second row? First entry, p of x2 comma y1. That is probability of x equal to x2 comma y equal to y1. P of x2 y2, p of x2 comma y3, and so on, p of x2 comma ym, and so on. You have the last row. I have written the last row also here. You can see this is p of xn comma y1, p of xn comma y2, p of xn comma y3, and so on, p of xn comma ym. Okay, these are the joint probabilities how you represent in the table. And here you can observe you have capital P of x1. What is this P of x1? The sum of all probabilities in the first row is denoted by P of x1. The sum of all probabilities in the second row, that is P of x2. The sum of all probabilities in the third row, P of x3. And similarly, the last row sum is P of xn. And here column wise also, this is P of y1, P of y2, second column sum. Third column sum is P of y3. We are just using the notation. And the last column sum is P of ym. And this column sum, this entire row sum, if you add all the sum of all the rows, it must give you 1. P of x1 plus P of x2 plus P of x3 up to P of xn, you must get it as 1. That is nothing but the sum of all probabilities, right? And here also, if you add all P of y1, P of y2, P of y3, etc., P of ym, the sum must be equal to 1. The sum of all probabilities must be equal to 1, and each of the probability must be greater than or equal to 0. Now, these marginal densities or marginal probabilities, we say P of xi are obtained by adding the corresponding entries of the xi row, and P of yj are obtained by adding the corresponding entries of the yj column. I told you already, right? That's what I had written here. P of x1 is the sum of all probabilities in the first row, P of x2 the sum of all values in the second row, and so on. And this P of y1 stands for, what is P of yj? The sum of all probabilities or sum of all entries in the jth column. Now, what do you mean by independent random variable? How do you check the random variables are independent or not in terms of joint probability? Now, the two random variables are said to be stochastically independent if they satisfy the condition P of xi comma yj is equal to P of xi into P of yj for all xi belongs to x and yj belongs to y. So remember this condition. If P of xi comma yj is equal to P of xi into P of yj, that is, what is P of xi comma yj? P of xi comma yj is probability of x taking value xi comma y taking value yj. If this is equal to the probability of x taking value xi into probability of y taking value yj. If this condition is satisfied for all xi belongs to x and yj belongs to y, then we say that the random variables are independent. Remember this condition. I will get back to that later when we work out the problems. Now, as like the expectation variance we have found in the single random variable, you are finding the expectation variance of two or more random variables. So let x be a discrete random variable taking values x1, x2, xn, having probability function f of x. Then the expectation of x denoted by E of x or mu x is defined by the relation mu x is equal to expectation of x, E of x, which is equal to sum of x into f of x. Already we have seen, I am just recalling here. X is a discrete random variable. X takes the values, say x1, x2, etc. xn, and the probability function is f of x. Then how did you find expectation of x? E of x or mu x is found by using the formula summation x into f of x, right? Similarly, we have found the variance v of x by using the formula summation I varying from 1 to n xi minus mu whole square f of xi, right? Summation of xi minus mu whole square into f of xi, where mu is your expectation, xi minus mu whole square into f of xi, I varying from 1 to n. Or we have also used the formula expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square for finding variance of x. And what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation is nothing but the square root of the variance. So just recall all these formulas. We shall go for joint probability function. Now, if you have two random variables, x and y, I am talking about discrete random variables now. You have two discrete random variables, x and y, having the joint probability function f of x comma y. Make this as f of x comma y when you write in your notes. Having the joint probability function, this is, write it as f of x comma y. Then the expectation of x and y are defined as follows. E of x is equal to summation x into f of x. E of y is equal to summation y into g of y, and expectation of xy is equal to summation xy into f of x comma y. Expectation of x is summation x into f of x. Expectation of y is summation y into g of y. I have taken it as g here. Here for x you have taken f. I have taken it as g. Okay. And don't take the same function. You can take h also. So e of x summation x into f of x. E of y is summation y into g of y. This you know already. So what is the expectation of xy? Is equal to summation of x into y into f of x comma y. Okay, this you need to remember, summation x into y into f of x comma y, that is expectation of xy. Now, if you have two random variables x and y having mean mu x and mu y respectively, then the covariance of x and y denoted by covariance of x comma y, COV of x comma y, is defined by the relation covariance of x comma y is equal to summation of, with respect to I, summation with respect to j, xi comma mu x into yj minus mu y. Or it is also given by the formula expectation of x minus mu x into y minus mu y. Or the equivalent formula which we use usually in our problems is covariance of x comma y is equal to expectation of xy minus mu x mu y. This is very easy to remember, so it's better if you remember this formula, because throughout in the problems also I have used this formula only. So remember, if x and y are random variables having mean mu x and mu y respectively, Mu x is the mean of x random variable and mu y is the mean of the random variable y. Then you find covariance of x comma y denoted as COV of x comma y by using the formula covariance of x comma y is equal to expectation of xy minus mu x mu y. Right? You know how to find mu x. Mu x is nothing but e of x and mu y is e of y and e of xy. Given the formulas here. Further, the correlation of x and y denoted by rho of x comma y is defined by the relation rho of x comma y is equal to covariance of x comma y divided by sigma x sigma y. Rho of x comma y is equal to covariance of x comma y divided by sigma x sigma y. Okay, let me quickly recall the formulas needed. Expectation of x is equal to summation x f of x. E of y is equal to summation y g of y. E of xy is equal to summation xy f of x comma y. And you have covariance of x comma y is equal to E of xy minus E of x into E of y. Rho, the correlation between x and y is given by rho of x comma y is equal to covariance of x and y divided by sigma x sigma y. What is sigma x sigma y? You must be knowing the standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. Okay, with that introduction, we shall move on to the problems now. The joint distribution of two random variables x and y is as follows. This joint distribution is given. X takes the values 1, 5, y takes the values -4, 2, 7 and corresponding probabilities also given 1 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 8. So go through the table. X and y are two random variables. X takes the values 1 and 5, y takes the values -4 to 7. So by now you have understood what are these entries. What is this? F of x taking value 1, y taking value -4, or you can write this as f of 1 comma -4. This is f of 1 comma 2, f of 1 comma 7. What is this entry? F of 5 comma -4, f of 5 comma 2, f of 5 comma 7. The question is compute the following. Compute expectation of x, expectation of y, expectation of xy, sigma x, sigma y, COV x comma y, rho of x comma y. So you need to find mean of x, mean of y, mean of xy, standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y, covariance of x comma y, correlation between x and y. Okay, we'll start with the first one. A, expectation of x. How do you find expectation of x? What is expectation of x? Expectation of x is summation x into f of x. Expectation of y is summation y into g of y. Now what is f of x and g of y? You don't have anything called f of x and g of y here. So that you need to calculate here. Right? The distribution, marginal distribution of x and y is as follows. So you need to calculate f of xi as well as g of yj for each xi and each yj. So that is known as marginal distribution of x, and this is marginal distribution of y. Now how do you calculate that marginal distribution of x? Now as I told you, x takes the values 1 and 5. So write down here, x takes the values 1 and 5. F of xi, what is f of xi? What is f of x1? The sum of all probabilities in the first row gives you f of x1. The sum of all probabilities in the second row gives you f of x2. And coming to the column sum, it is f of yj. Right? So what is f of x1? That is corresponding to the x is equal to 1. 1 by 8 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8. So that is 4 by 8 or half. Corresponding to 5, again the same, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 4. That is 1 by 4 plus 2 by 8 or 1 by 4, 2 by 4. So gives you 1 by 2. Right? So you can observe the sum of this f of xi is equal to 1. Now coming to g of yj. What is the sum? 1 by 8 plus 1 by 4, take the common denominator, it is 3 by 8. And here also 3 by 8. And here it is 2 by 8 or 1 by 4. 3 by 8 plus 3 by 8 plus 2 by 8. That is again 8 by 8. That is 1. Okay, now with this marginal distributions, you can calculate what is expectation of x and expectation of y. Now what is expectation of x? Is equal to summation xi into f of xi. So as you calculated expectation of x or expectation of y in case of single random variable, the same way 1 into half plus 5 into half. 1 into half plus 5 into half, that is 3. What is expectation of y? Sigma yj g of yj minus 4 into 3 by 8 plus 2 into 3 by 8 plus 7 into 1 by 4. Right? Calculate. You will get it as 1. So what is mu x or e of x? That is 3, and mu y or e of y is equal to 1. So go back, check what is the next question. Next is you need to compute e of x comma y. What is e of x comma y? E of x comma, not e of x comma y, e of xy. It is called as e of xy is equal to summation xi yj j of I comma j. Say here I have used some other notation. Sometimes it can be denoted as j also. The joint probability can be denoted as j also. Okay, there are different notation. J of ij stands for probability of x taking value xi, y taking value yj. Now how do you write down this joint probability? So you have this table with you. Now you can observe here xi yj, j of yj. Now what are the different combinations of xi yj? 1 minus 4, 1 2, 1 7, then 5 minus 4, 5 2, 5 7. So with 1 minus 4, what is the probability? 1 by 8. With 1 2, probability is 1 by 4, and so on. So what is xi yj into p of xi comma yj? That is 1 into minus 4 into 1 by 8 plus 1 into 2 into 1 by 4 plus 1 into 7 into 1 by 8 plus 5 into minus 4 into 1 by 4 plus 5 into 2 into 1 by 8 plus 5 into 7 into 1 by 8. Hope you understood. Take different combinations of x and y. With that you multiply the corresponding probability. Okay. 1 into minus 4 into 1 by 8. 1 into 2 into 1 by 4 plus 1 into 7 into 1 by 8 plus 5 into minus 4 into 1 by 4 plus 5 into 2 into 1 by 8 plus 5 into 7 into 1 by 8. That is E of xy. So you can observe here I have done that. Okay, and you will finally, after simplification, you will get the answer as 3 by 2. You can check this. Minus 4 by 8 minus half. This is also 2 by 4, that is half. This is 7 by 8. 5 into minus 4 into 1 by 4. So that is only minus 5. 5 into 2 into 1 by 8. So 5 by 4. 35 by 8. So you can simplify, or you can directly simplify using your calculator also. That is 3 by 2. Now go back to the next question. Sigma x, sigma y. Standard deviation of x, standard deviation of y. What is sigma x? How do you calculate sigma x? For finding the standard deviation, first you need to find the variance, sigma x square or V of x. What is V of x? Expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. Expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. And what is sigma y square? Expectation of y square minus expectation of y whole square. You have expectation of x and expectation of y. So you need to calculate expectation of x square and expectation of y square. Okay. Now what is expectation of x square? Summation xi square f of xi. Summation xi square f of xi. We will go back. Xi square into f of xi. So 1 square into half plus 5 square into half. That's it. 1 square into half plus 5 square into half. That is 13. Okay. So what is expectation of y square? Summation yj square into g of yj. Go back to the table. Minus 4 square into 3 by 8 plus 2 square into 3 by 8 plus 7 square into 1 by 4. Let me repeat. Summation yj square into g of yj. You are squaring only yj. Minus 4 square into 3 by 8 plus 2 square into 3 by 8 plus 7 square into 1 by 4. So I have calculated that 16 into 3 by 8 plus 4 into 3 by 8 plus 49 into 1 by 4. That is 79 by 4. Verify your answer. So using this, what is sigma x square or V of x? Expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. What is expectation of x square? You got it as 13, and expectation of x, go back and refer, you have 3, so 3 square. So 13 minus 9, that is 4. What is expectation of y? What is sigma y square? Expectation of y square minus expectation of y whole square. So 79 by 4 minus 1 square. that is 75 by 4. You need to calculate sigma x and sigma y. So sigma y is 2, sigma x is 2 and sigma y is root of 75 by 4. Calculate using your calculator, you get it as 4.33. Next, what else is left? Covariance of x comma y and correlation of x comma y. You have the direct formula with you. Covariance of x comma y is e of xy minus e of x into e of y, and correlation is covariance by sigma x sigma y. So write down the formula. Covariance of x comma y is equal to e of xy minus e of x into e of y. What is e of xy? You have it, go back and check. E of xy is 3 by 2. So substitute that 3 by 2 minus what is e of x? 3. E of y is 1. So 3 by 2 minus 3. Take the common denominator and simplify. You will get it as minus 3 by 2. So what is the covariance? Minus 3 by 2. Next, correlation. Rho of x comma y is given by covariance of x comma y divided by sigma x sigma y. So covariance is minus 3 by 2. Sigma x sigma y, go back and check. Sigma x is equal to 2. Sigma y is 4.33. So sigma x is 2. Sigma y is 4.33 or root of 75 by 4, one and the same. So simplify, you will get the answer as minus 0.1732. Verify your answer. So what is rho of x comma y? Minus 0.1732. You have one more problem here of the similar type. The joint probability distribution table for two random variables x and y is as follows. The given is the joint distribution table for two random variables. It's given x takes the values 1 and 2, y takes the values minus 2, minus 1, 4, 5, and the respective probabilities 0.1, 0.2, 0, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 0. The first question here is determine the marginal probability distributions of x and y. Then also compute expectation of x, y and xy. Standard deviations of x, y. Covariance of x and y. Correlation of x and y. Further, verify that x and y are dependent random variables. So as you can remember, till here it is almost the similar like the last problem, except the values are different. Everything is the same as you done, everything is similar as you done in the previous problem. So we shall go through this. The first question is determine the marginal probability distributions of x and y. What are the values x can take? 1 and 2. So corresponding to x is equal to 1. What is f of xi? 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0 plus 0.3. That is 0.9, right? 0.9. Corresponding to x equal to 2, it is 0.4. It's not 0.9, it is 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.3. That is 0.6. And corresponding to x equal to 0.4. I have written here marginal distribution of x. X takes the values 1 and 2. F of x is 0.6 and 0.4. And what is yj? Minus 2, minus 1, 4 and 5. What is g of yj? y1 0.3, then next 0.3, 0.1, 0.3, right? So what is E of x? Very simple, summation xi into f of xi, that is 1 into 0.6 plus 2 into 0.4, right? 1.4. E of y minus 2 into 0.3 plus minus 1 into 0.3 plus 4 into 0.1 plus 5 into 0.3. You can observe I have written here. So that is minus 0.6 minus 0.3, 0.4 plus 1.5. That is 1. Next, E of xy. What is E of xy? Summation xi yj jy. That is obtained by seeing the given table. 1 into minus 2 into 0.1 plus 1 into minus 1 into 0.2 plus 1 into 4 into 0 plus 1 into 5 into 0.3 plus 2 into minus 2 into 0.2 plus 2 into minus 1 into 0.1 plus 2 into 4 into 0.1 plus 2 into 5 into 0. You can observe I have written here or then calculated also. Simplify this, it is 0.9. So what is expectation of x? 1.4. Expectation of y? 1. Expectation of xy is 0.9. So next you need to find expectation of x square, this variance of x and variance of y. The question here is standard deviation of x comma y. To find the standard deviation of x comma y, what you need to do is first you need to find the expectation of x square and expectation of y square. What is expectation of x square? Summation xi square into f of xi. Xi square into f of xi. So go back and see what is xi square. 1 square into f of xi 0.6 plus 2 square into 0.4. 1 square into 0.6 plus 2 square into 0.4. Similarly, what is summation y square? Minus 2 square into 0.3 plus minus 1 square into 0.3 plus 4 square into 0.1 plus 5 square into 0.3. Okay, so write it down there. Expectation of x square, you will get it as 2.2 and expectation of y square, you will get it as 10.6. So what is sigma x square? Sigma x square is expectation of x square minus sigma expectation of x whole square or mu x whole square. So sigma x square is, this is 2.2 minus E of x is 1.4. So E of x whole square is 1.4 whole square. So simplify, you will get it as 0.24. So what is standard deviation of x? The square root of 0.24, that is 0.49. Now sigma y square, expectation of y square is 10.6, right, minus 1 square, that is sigma y whole square, that is equal to 9.6, and hence what is sigma y? 3.1, root of 9.6, that is 3.1. So sigma x is 0.49 and sigma y is 3.1. Check the next question. Covariance correlation, and also you need to verify that x and y are dependent random variables. So come back, we will continue. Covariance of xy, covariance of x comma y. What is covariance of x comma y? Expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. Expectation of xy, check how much you got. You got it as 0.4 minus expectation of x is 1.4, expectation of y is 1. So 0.4 minus 1.4, that is minus 0.5. So covariance is minus 0.5. Now you need to check that x and y are dependent random variables. So now you have, if x and y are independent random variables, then Jij is equal to f of xi into g of yj. I have given it there. F of xi into g of yj is equal to f of xi comma yj, or j joint distribution of x taking value xi, y taking value yj. Now you check for x1 and y1. What is, go back to the table. What is f of x1? 0.6. What is g of y1? 0.3. So this is 0.6, 0.3. So check in the joint distribution table. What is f of 1 comma 1? F of x1 comma y1. F of x1 comma y1 is 0.1. F of x1 comma y1 is 0.1 and f of x1 is 0.6. G of x1 is 0.3. So 0.6 into 0.3 is equal to 0.18. But what is j of x1 y1? 0.1. Are they equal? They are not equal. Right? J of x1 comma y1 is 0.1, which is not equal to f of x1 into g of y1. So if it is false for, if it does not, this equality does not hold for any one value of xi yj, that means that the random variables x and y are not independent. Okay. We'll move on to the next problem. X and y are independent random variable. X takes the values 2, 5, 7 with probability half, 1 by 4, 1 by 4 respectively. Y takes the values 3, 4, 5 with the probability 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. So given is x and y, you have two independent random variables. X can take the value 2, 5, 7. Probability of x taking value 2 is 1 by 4. X taking value 5, probability is 1 by 4. X taking value 7, probability is 1 by 4. Next, y takes the values 3, 4, 5. Y taking value 3, the corresponding probability is 1 by 3. Y taking value 4, the probability is 1 by 3. Y taking value 5, the probability is 1 by 3. Okay. The question here is, find the joint probability distribution of x and y. Find the joint probability distribution. Show that the covariance of x and y is equal to 0. Find the probability distribution of z is equal to x plus y. Okay, we'll go one by one. First, write down the data what is given. X takes the value 2, 5, 7 with probabilities half, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So, marginal distribution of x. X takes the value 2, 5, 7 with probabilities 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. Y 3, 4, 5 probabilities 1 by 3 each. Y 3, 4, 5 probabilities 1 by 3 each. Now you need to write down the joint distribution table. X values 2, 5, 7, y values 3, 4, 5. What is given in the question? X and y are independent random variables. Right? X and y are independent random variables. So what do you have when they are independent? F of xi into g of yj is equal to jij, right? So f of xi into g of yj is equal to jij. So what is j11? j11 is f of x1 into g of y1. So half into 1 by 3. Half into 1 by 3, that is 1 by 6. Next, j12 f of x1 g of y2. f of x1, that is this, half into 1 by 3. Half into 1 by 3, that is again 1 by 6. Next, half into 1 by 3, that is also 1 by 6. Next, come to the second row when x equal to 5, y equal to 3. 1 by 4 into 1 by 3, 1 by 12. X equal to 5, y equal to 4. 1 by 4 into 1 by 3, that is again 1 by 12. Next is also 1 by 12. X equal to 7, 1 by 12 each. Because this probability is the same, here also you get the same. What is f of x1? Add all this, you have to get it as half, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. And this is 1 by 3 each. So when you add all 3, this is 1. When you add this all 3, that is also 1. So this is the joint distribution table. This holds only if x and y are independent. So in the question you can observe x and y are independent. It is given. Show that the covariance of x and y is equal to 0. What is covariance of x comma y? Expectation of xy minus expectation of x into expectation of y. So expectation of x you can find easily, right? Expectation of x y also. Similarly, expectation of xy. Okay, I don't want to explain this again. Expectation of x, you will get it as 4. Expectation of y, you will get it as 4. Expectation of xy, you will get it as 16. So what is covariance of x comma y? Expectation of xy minus mu x mu y. What is expectation of xy? 16 minus expectation of x is 4, expectation of y is 4. So 4 into 4. So 16 minus 16, that is 0. So next question, find the probability distribution z is equal to x plus y. You have z is equal to x plus y. For each pair you find z. What is each pair of x, y? See, I am going back to the problem. X is 2, 5, 7, y is 3, 4, 5. So pair 2 with 3, 4, 5, 5 with 3, 4, 5 and 7 with 3, 4, 5. What is 2 plus 3? 5. 2 plus 4, 2 plus 5. 5 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 5 plus 5. 7 plus 3, 7 plus 4, 7 plus 5. So find all the values. Z can take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, again one more 10, then 11, 12. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fine. And the corresponding probabilities. You can also note down the corresponding probabilities. X takes the value 5. So corresponding probability is 1 by 2 into 1 by 3. That is 1 by 6. And corresponding to x is equal to 6. Z is equal to 6. That is x can take value 2 and y can take value 4. So corresponding probability is half into 1 by 3. That is again 1 by 6. X taking value 7. Okay, we'll go to x taking value 8. When does x take value 8? This is 5 and 3. Not x, don't get confused. Z taking value 8. Z taking value 8 is x taking value 5 and y taking value 3. So the probability is 1 by 4 into 1 by 3. That is 1 by 12. Okay. Then one more I will explain you. Z taking value 10. When does Z take value 10? 5 and 5. 5 and 5, that is 1 by 4 into 1 by 3, 1 by 12, plus you have one more case, 7 and 3. X take value 7, y take value 3. So that is also Z is equal to 10. So plus 1 by 4 into 1 by 3, that is 1 by 12. So 1 by 12 plus 1 by 12. So corresponding to Z equal to 10, you have 1 by 6. Okay. And Z equal to 12. Z equal to 12, when it is possible, verify. X is 7, y is 5. So multiply the respective probabilities. 1 by 4 into 1 by 3. You know the probability rule. Probability of A union B is probability of A union. Probability of occurrence of both A and B is probability of A union probability of B. So this, verify this respective probabilities. 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 12, 1 by 12, 1 by 6, 1 by 12 and 1 by 12. And you need to note one thing is the sum of these probabilities must be equal to 1. And here in this case you can verify it is 1.